Next item on the agenda is financial reports. However, we have none. You ladies are off the hook this evening.
Hey, where's your neon?
She probably changed.
I did change, but I actually had a Wolfgang job today, so this is what I wore all day. Yeah.
Alrighty, are there any comments on agenda items from the audience? Thank you. Next on our agenda is the personnel report. Mr. Mock.
Board, in your electronic packet, you received a copy of the personnel report and the personnel report addendum for October 2nd. Board action is requested.
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve the personnel reports as presented.
Second.
Thank you, Board. Is there any discussion? If not, please place your vote.
I like it when these people are out in the audience. They always come with happiness.
No, that too. There we are. Thank you, Board. That passes 6-0. Our next item is the recommendation to accept the donation from the Hobart Moose Lodge. Dr. Buffington?
Yes, these are our favorite guests. They always come. Come on up, Bill. Bring all your friends with you. Come on, friends. Exactly.
I got a big voice.
Well, we have live streaming.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're live
live
streaming
streaming on the
now.
internet.
Okay.
Which, like, come on up, and Women of the Moose, she's wearing a purple shirt with her big heart on it, which they do have a big heart. And so for the audience purposes, these are individuals that are from the Hobart Moose Lodge, and they let all of our groups fundraise to bring money back to the schools, and we're just grateful.
I was gonna say, we tend to have people stand over there
Yes,
because
we
then
do.
the camera that's live streaming will see you
They
and the
want
board.
us.
Otherwise, we just get the back of your heads and
Well, you
nobody
can-
really
There
wants
we
that.
go.
There you go.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see the two black
It's
cameras
the-
there.
You can wave
our
to
new
people, Bill.
feature.
And so this is Bill Sidoris. Can you introduce the rest of your friends?
Sure can. This is Jeff Hammond, who is our current president of the Moose Lodge and is also our most recent pilgrim, which is the highest level of Muslim, if you will. Jeff got it this year and well earned.
Way to go, Jeff.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Karen Waite, who is our vice president this year, also very active in our women's group. And Jeff Waite, who, I don't know if you got a board position this year or not, but he's one of the ones that just keeps it running. He's one of our main cooks and main people to keep the show going.
There you go. And so tonight you're here to present what?
Okay, so tonight we have two checks for you, both of them in the amount of $1,693. One for the men's athletic department and the other for the women's athletic department.
That's fantastic.
That's very nice.
Alrighty, thank you so much. So, well, first of all, this goes on all year long, and we recognize that you do this for, this is athletics. I know you do HEF, the Hobart Educational Foundation. I know you do theater, and we realize that you make extra spots for our schools, and we are really grateful for it. This allows us to do extra things because of your generosity. So board, you have these checks that were just handed to me for $3,246, and let's have the board take action on that. Board action is requested.
I'd like to make a motion that the board accept the donation from the Hobart Moose Lodge for the Hobart High School Athletic Department.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
You guys are fantastic.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, really, thank you very much.
Charity this weekend for the Hobart bowling, the Hobart High School.
Oh, the bowling?
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Awesome.
Board, want something fun to do.
Yeah.
That's bingo?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. My mother-in-law's in town, I can,
That was awesome.
I don't have any idea
Yes, it was.
why you people did not take the 80 gallons of liquid margarine we offered you today from the food pantry.
I texted
Oh.
Susan and the guy who make the, because we're making the pecan pies for our fundraiser.
Oh,
And he said he's never used it, so he's afraid to try it, and it didn't work right, so
School City took it, so
There you go.
what you do with gallons of liquid margarine, I don't have a clue, but we got tons today.
I would like to say that we appreciate all the work that you guys do for us. I'd also like to say, just because I've had the experience, you guys are very easy to work with and very helpful, and we appreciate everything that you do for our schools.
Is the board voting?
Yes, they should
There
be.
we go.
They should be. It's already up.
Because we don't want to give the money back to you,
No.
for sure.
We
We
can't,
haven't had that happen yet. Haven't even thought about that yet.
Worry, that won't
Mr.
happen.
Rogers.
Oh,
Mr. Rogers is the
He
holdup?
is, yes, he is.
got it.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, there we go.
There we are. We've
All
got
right,
6-0.
with sincere gratefulness, thank you. And then, again, I'm just always gonna say, just from a historical perspective, that you guys just give back all the time. And I'm never gonna forget you helping us do that playground at Joanne Martin School, but you guys rock, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Great evening, no? Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
take care.
you.
Good night.
it was nice while it lasted.
Oh, one more thing, thank you for always coming to the meetings to present
Right.
that to us
Yes.
too, because that takes effort, we appreciate that, and we love seeing you, so.
Yep.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Thanks for
Thank you.
coming out.
Our next item on the agenda is a resolution for the Transportation Department Recognition Day. Dr. Buffington?
Board in your packet that I will be turning over to Mr. Secretary, Mr. Porras, here in a few moments, but to say a few words about our Transportation Department, just how important and vital they are to a school district. And we have an incredible Transportation Department, and I would just say that they take care of our children. And they're the first to see them, the last ones to see them. And they have a heart for kids. That's what I love about them. They're like little mother hens taking care of our students. And it is great pleasure that we would do a resolution to recognize their department and how hard they work and just how dedicated they are to the students here in Hobart. Normally, this day is celebrated during National School Bus Safety Week, but it falls during fall break this year. So, October 20th through the 21st. So we're gonna try to do that the week before. That's why you're getting it ahead of time. So I'll turn it over to Secretary Porras for him to do the resolution.
Okay, so today we have a resolution number 2025-24, Transportation Department Recognition Day.
Thank you. Board, your pleasure.
I'd like to make a motion that the board adopt resolution number 2025-24, recognizing Transportation Department Recognition Day on October 15th, 2025.
Second.
Board, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
We just really appreciate them.
Yep.
There's a lot of families out there and a lot of kids that rely on them, and it would make their lives a lot more difficult. And I think that the referendum for transportation's passing percentage really speaks to how important people know transportation is for these kids. We have great staff there. I hear all the time about kids who like their bus drivers, and they have a lot of fun on the bus. So we just thank them.
Well said. Mr. Porras, roll call vote, please. And board, after your roll call, if you would place your electronic votes as well.
Yes, we have David Cosby, who's absent, Don Rogers,
Aye.
Brad Keane,
Aye.
Stuart Schultz,
Aye.
Frank Porras votes aye, Sandy Hillen,
Aye.
and Ricky Guthrie.
Aye. And we pass 6-0. Thank you, board. Our next item on our agenda is another resolution for National Principals Month. Dr. Buffington?
Yes, board, in your packet, you have another copy of a resolution, a very busy month in recognizing individuals that, that help our school district run and take care of the brickies. So, before turning it over to Secretary Porras, we just want to mention, this is where we recognize, even though it's school principals, we recognize all of our administrators during this month. Because you'll find in a second semester, there's an assistant principal's one. We just take the time now to recognize all of our administrators for the success of our students. They are a vital part of our school corporation. They're your leaders, right? And so they work tirelessly, and they are totally dedicated to the students of this community and the staffs that we work with to help bring out the best in our students. We have a great team of administrators here that they will do anything for students. And the other aspect of it is that they're lifelong learners. They're still growing and learning and bringing the best to their staff so that they can bring the best to our students. So with that being said, I'll turn it over to Secretary Porras as we recognize principals and the other administrators in our district.
Yes, we have the School City of Hobart, Resolution Number 2025-25, National Principals Month.
I'd like to make a motion that the board adopt resolution number 2025-25 for National School Principals Month as presented.
Second.
Board, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
We all know their job's hard,
Yes.
very hard, so.
Yeah.
I very
And-
much appreciate all of the work of every administrator involved. There's a lot of them that are behind the scenes that people may not see, that are working really hard.
We talked about that today in our cabinet meeting.
I'm always amazed at how all of them seem to know all of the kids' names.
That is true.
I have a 12-person baseball team, and I'm like,
Number 5.
somehow they have hundreds, so it's impressive. So they do a great job, and they really personalize it for the kids. And I think that's an important thing to remember, is that when you think of a word like administrator, it sounds very firm, and it sounds very strict, but they really personalize it, and they make it a personal experience for the children. So we thank them very much.
Thank you, Mr. Keen. Mr. Porras, if you would do a roll call vote, please, and board, if you would cast your vote electronically as well.
Yes, we have David Cosby, who's absent, Don Rogers,
Aye.
Brad Keane,
Aye.
Stuart Schultz,
Aye.
Frank Porras votes aye, Sandy Hillen,
Aye.
and Ricky Guthrie.
Aye.
Okay, I do have an important announcement. The Cubs won.
Yay!
I was watching.
Yay.
Yeah, that was.
Alrighty, thank you, board. That passes 6-0. Our next item on the agenda is an overnight study trip request for the Hobart Middle School Natural Helpers Fall Retreat. Dr. Buffington?
Oh, isn't this a great request? Because if you are a student that's graduated, or even if you're one of our current students, I don't know if either of you went on that trip as a middle schooler, you didn't. But a lot of people are reminded of just how wonderful this trip is. And so this is a chance for students that have been selected to help be leaders at their middle school. And this year, the fall retreat, and we take them to Cedar Lake Ministries out in Cedar Lake. And they would be leaving on November 7th, returning on November 8th. They will be chaperoned by Aaron Swafford and Scott Swanson. Notice that Scott Swanson, 32nd retreat, Aaron Swafford, 28th retreat. And so they bring tons of experience to this. And on top of that, bringing new strategies to help kids become leaders and leaders of leaders in their school. So it just offers all kinds of opportunities to do team building, how to help in difficult situations, and they become positive role models at their school. It's highly recommended that we permit this to go on because it's tradition, right? And we do build leaders out of this natural helpers retreat that they go on. Board action is requested, highly recommended.
I'd like to make a motion
motion.
that the board approve the Natural Helpers overnight study trip for the Hobart Middle School Natural Helpers as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Board? Any comments or discussion? Sorry.
Just want to thank them for that dedication. That's a lot of years to
That's
be
a lot.
committed to go on a retreat with kids,
It is.
middle school kids.
as a parent of a child that has gone, it is definitely a worthwhile experience. They do enjoy it, and there are lots of things that they do learn. So they are able to take that with them as they move on to the high school level as well. And we passed that 6-0. Thank you, board. Our next item on the agenda is a public hearing for our 2026 budget and 2026 school bus replacement plan. Mr. Glover?
Board, you will recall that we presented the advertised budget at the September 18th board meeting. We then subsequently advertised the budget on Gateway and on our school website the following day on September 19th. The public hearing is the next step in the formal budget adoption process.
Alrighty. Thank you, Mr. Glover. And at this time, I'd like to open the public comment. Are there any comments from the public? If not, I'm going to close for the public hearing for public comment. Thank you very much. And I also would ask the board for a motion and a second.
I'd like to make a motion that the board direct the 2026 budget and bus replacement plan to be placed on the October 16th, 2025 meeting agenda for formal adoption.
Second.
Thank you, board. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion prior to voting? If not, please place them. And we pass 6-0. Thank you, board. Our next item on the agenda is an authorization for transfer of funds from the Education Fund to the Operations Fund, and that again is Mr. Glover.
For budget year 2025, $5,756,966 was approved for transfer from the Education Fund to the Operations Fund. To date, $2,570,000 has been transferred. At this time, we are requesting an additional transfer of $1,325,000 from the Education Fund to the Operations Fund.
Board, your pleasure.
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve the transfer as presented and authorize the treasurer of the school city of Hobart to transfer $1,325,000 from the Education Fund to the Operations Fund.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, please place your vote. And again, we pass 6-0. Thank you, board. Our next item on the agenda is updates, announcements, and reports. Dr. Buffington?
Board, in your packet, you have a copy of the weekly agendas from all of our schools, and you also have the Brick Center newsletter, and quite enjoyable. I always love reading the Brick Center.
Me too. Thank you. And our next item on the agenda is upcoming activities and events.
All righty, so October 3rd is a pretty big day for HOSA's Balish Blood Drive in the Field House. October 4th, fire prevention open houses. October the 6th is a free parent community workshop, high and plain sight. This would be at the Dean and Barbara White Center in Maryville, and it's presented by Tall Cop. It's to help parents be educated about substance in the community, prevention strategies, and working with your kids. October 6th, Human Growth and Development Parent Night here at the boardroom. October 12th is Harvest Homecoming. We encourage the community to come out and support the Hobart Educational Foundation's big fundraiser with this. It's going to be brunch, and there's beautiful items that are part of our auction, and it's from 11 to 2. And let me just say a great word on the Hobart Educational Foundation with their fundraiser. This is their big one of the year. This allows them to do scholarships and grants for teachers. So the scholarships for students, grants for teachers, it's a fun event. And let me just say, and I keep repeating it, for those that are coming, my dog basket this year is bigger and better than all previous years, and I want to be the biggest earner. That's my goal every year. And I already know people will be trying to get it. All right, and then all important October break, and that would be fall break, October 20th through the 24th. And then let's not forget the Aquatic Centers takes reservations for parties and all kinds of other events that you can hold in the Aquatic Center.
Thank you, Dr. Buffington.
You are quite welcome.
And our next item on the agenda is comments, and we will start with you again.
Well, I just want to say hats off to the community and our students and everyone for homecoming last week. It was one of the best homecomings, and even though we didn't come back with a victory, I would just say that the community spirit for it was really spectacular. The parade was fantastic. I know the seniors won't want to hear this, but I was thoroughly impressed with our freshman class. They walked away with best float theme, a float spirit, I should say. And it's usually it's just so unusual for the freshman class to be that active. So they sounded great at the pep rally. They just did a really fantastic job, and everyone did. School spirit, all the days were followed. Just the assemblies at the middle school and the high school, and then just seeing all of our elementary kids participating with those spirit days as well. And I just think that there's such a great sense of pride and tradition that goes with it. And it was alive and well. You could definitely see it. And it'll put a smile on your face. So with that being said, I would just say, let's keep that up. That's what makes Bricky's unique, is that we just feel like we're one big family, and we support each other, and we love a great competitive game. And again, I wish we would have won the game, but I still can just say for how everybody responded to come out and support the Brickies, that's really beautiful, right? Other than that, I don't really have any other comments except for way to go Brickies.
Thank you. Mr. Glover?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Russ? Mr. Mellon?
No, nothing for me, thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Longer?
I'm fine tonight, thank you.
Mr. Mock?
Comments?
Mr. Krieg?
I guess I would also just like to commend the College Go Week, which was another fun festivity. It's an annual fall campaign that Indiana does. It's not just about college, it's also about careers, apprenticeships, etc. So it was neat to see the participation this week. Each day was neat. I'd be remiss not to say the yellow shirts that you'll see. It's been really neat to hear about all the students that take pride in wearing those. One of our elementary principals said, since receiving it this week, they've already had students wear them multiple times. I've also heard an administrator say that every year there are students who choose to wear that shirt given to them for their school picture. So I thought that was pretty cool. So it gives you a sense of pride in who we are as a district.
Thank you for that. I do want to just comment too, as I was coming out of the ad building yesterday, and that backs up to the middle school for the audience that may be watching this live. I had one of our middle school students and another middle school student, and I recognized he wasn't wearing the shirt. Well, of course, all of us have the shirt on. And I said, hey, where's your shirt? And it was the sweetest thing ever, which, we want to recognize kids that are kind and are being good citizens. And he said there was a student at the middle school that did not get one, and he said, I didn't know why, so I gave him mine. And I said, that is really spectacular. Where Mr. Wolf was out he was actually on his way to the high school. And I said, well, can you stay right there? And I called my office. I walked back in the office and I got him a shirt and I brought it out. And I said, do you think this will fit you? And he's like, yeah. And he put it on over his shirt. And I just want to commend him. His name is Mario. And he was just being a great brickie and being kind to someone. For whatever reason, that person had not received their shirt and he gave him his. So we corrected that. I love those kind of stories, and I want to see and hear more of those. That's what being excellent on purpose is all about. You can be academically inclined, and we want that. Absolutely, that's why you're here. But we're here to teach you to be good citizens too, right? And he displayed that. So thanks for the reminder on that, Dr. Krieg, because the shirts were well received, and the kids are proud of them. But keep in mind, when we do College Go Week, it's really, we talk about this all year long, but we celebrate it this week. And this is where we go in and we talk to kids about future careers. And I do appreciate the reminder. The Early Learning Center had so much equipment. I could not believe how much equipment, from NIPSCO truck, bucket trucks, to food trucks, you name it. And all of our kindergartners were going through all of the stations, just learning what it means to have an important job. Today, Mrs. Passion, Mrs. Adams, and myself, we presented to 8th graders, getting them in the thought pattern of what's going to happen this school year, prepping them to come here next year to get into those career pathways. So learn more magazines at all the other levels. Everybody has something that they're doing this week to celebrate College and Career Go Week. But again, I do want to emphasize, we do these things all year long. It's just a big celebration right now. If you would, you can't see it, the audience can't, but obviously you can see the savings since 2018, $9.5 million to our Hobart families for kids that take early college at our high school. 1 year worth of college, 2 years worth of college, an associate's degree, or a certification or a technical certification. 41% of the class graduated with some sort of credential in 2024. That's a remarkable statistic, and we want to keep seeing it climb. So I can't wait to see what the class of 2025 brings. So that's more comment.
Thank you. Mr. Rogers?
I'd just like to say that I was very impressed with the size of the crowd at the game. And Johann's Army is just amazing.
Doing a great job.
It keeps growing, too. I think they're going to be in another section. I think they just have the greatest time every week, and it's really impressive, and I think it helps the rest of the stands. I wish they could have made that touchdown, though.
It was a good game. It was a good game.
Mr. King?
Just thank you all for the hard work. I know that budget's a lot, so thank you.
All right. Mr. Schultz?
I'm good.
All right, ladies, who's going first?
Do you have your microphone, hon?
Where'd it go?
Yeah, that one's still, we're waiting.
Borrow Mr. Schultz's. Can you?
Thank you. Okay. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. But I will say, especially with homecoming week being over now, getting to see everything that we put on. So the march, the parade downtown, the locker bays, decorations, games, everything. It was spectacular. So I'm definitely super grateful to be a part of groups like Student Council that are heavily involved with homecoming. Homecoming is usually like our biggest event all year. So I'm super glad that we were able to pull it off so well this year. I'm also super happy that we have such an involved freshman class this year. That's also something we talked about in Student Council, because normally the freshmen take a bit longer to get adjusted to the high school. So for them to have, decorated locker bay, decorated float, and to bring home awards, I was so proud. I was like, oh my gosh.
You should be. And you know what? When I was judging the floats, they actually told me that they thought their locker bay would win because it was so good.
It was a really
and
good
you're right, the locker bays were amazing. So great school spirit.
Absolutely. And on the senior side of things, I've been doing some college visits. So I've been kind of traveling around, but something I noticed, no matter where I go, is that, you're surrounded by students from so many different backgrounds. They come from different parts of the state. They go to different schools. One of the biggest things for me as a brickie going around and meeting these other kids is that you don't realize how good you have it sometimes until you meet others from other schools. So for example, I was actually speaking to this girl from Montana, and she told me that she's from a super rural part of Montana, and that for the past 5 years, her school has not had a math teacher. So all the math she's taken has been online, and that when it comes to like learning math and getting help for math, it's extremely difficult because her school district could not afford to give their high school students a math teacher. So just hearing that, and then comparing that to like the resources we have here, I'm just definitely super grateful that not only that I'm a Brickie, but that I can say like, wow, like this is the community that I'm a part of, and that we don't have to face hardships like that.
Well, thank you for that, Shujing. Very well said.
Yes. To comment on the freshmen, they are very involved. I do appreciate that. However, seniors did still win homecoming
right.
week.
That is
not that
right.
I'm biased or anything. And then I do want to thank the Moose Lodge for all that they do for the extracurriculars at the high school. As a part of theater and choir, I do receive the benefit from that, and I definitely do see that in those programs. And then I also want to thank the transportation department. As a part of Wolfgang, we do use the white buses quite often because we do have to travel for our jobs. I've used one today. And then also my bus driver, who I drive now, so I don't ride the bus. However, she always like waves at me whenever she sees me like driving down the street or when I'm like getting out of my car, because she recognizes me from, even though it was 2 years ago, she always waves at me, and it brings a smile to my face that like she remembers me, even though we never like actually talked. So yeah, that brings me joy, and that just shows like how much our bus drivers care about the students and things like that.
Yeah, they're amazing, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
We really appreciate them.
Thank you. Mr. Porras?
Yes, I also like to comment about the Hobart Moose. It's always a great time when we go there to play bingo. The food's great, and the gift baskets are great also. And of course, I was pleasantly surprised to see they donated the money equally between the boys and girls sports. That was nice. I did get a chance to go to the homecoming game. Even though we didn't win this time, we definitely will get them in sectionals. But I do like to note, I want to point out 2 things that I really liked about the homecoming game. The first one was the band. They did a great performance at halftime. And the cheerleaders also, I thought were super awesome.
Yes, their show was amazing,
Yes, it was.
wasn't it? Wow.
So,
Both performances outstanding. But I mean, like the cheerleaders, they were over the top. It was amazing.
Yes, they were.
I keep using the word amazing, but it's true. It was something.
Thank you. Mrs. Hillen?
Very few words tonight, folks. Just proud to be a Brickie. Proud to be a Cubs fan, too.
That was a great announcement,
Yes, it
especially
was.
sitting next to Mr. Glover here.
I was getting texts.
All right. We are a week away just about from the end of the first 9 weeks. I just want to give a shout out to the teachers and students for putting forth their best effort in the beginning here of the school year, and I just hope that they continue to put forth the same amount of effort throughout the rest. And like everybody said, I'll just echo that homecoming was pretty awesome this year. The school spirit was over the top. The community support was over the top. It really was a great homecoming. And the Brickie Pride and Tradition is really going well and alive. I mean,
And we should give a shout out to Mr. Black and all the sponsors of Johann's Army. Starting the school year off with an assembly was a huge thing that the high school did, and it was showing them how they should be a Brickie and how they should act in an assembly, how they should participate when they're at a game, learning how to do cheers, learning how to be a part of the school spirit. And quite frankly, we, as administrators, we all recognize that we think that that's what spearheaded all of it. That Johann's Army took the lead, and that's with Mr. Black working with their sponsors and the H Club. And Pat Schoon and I would know this for all of you that have not gone down to the Historical Society and gone through a gazillion annual yearbooks, but we used to have an H Club. And, they had the big H on the chest, and they were a huge part of school spirit. And so you have that H Club that's actually that committee leadership helping form, like keeping Johann's Army going. And all of that came from our athletic director. And so I'm very proud of Mike Black because you can tell the difference this year.
He did tell me that they were starting the age club back up. Did that happen already?
Yeah.
They've had meetings and
Yeah.
everything? I missed
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very good. And I don't have any other further comments.
I'd like to point out, since you mentioned the other stuff, the new uniforms were furnished by a former alumni of Hobart. He paid for the entire set of uniforms.
Oh, the black ones?
Yeah, somewhere in the range of $6,000.
Very nice. I was
Wow.
wondering about that. They looked really sharp.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr.
Yeah,
Rogers.
that's wonderful.
If there are no other comments, I will be adjourning the meeting here at 7:37. Thank you.
Thank you.